So we got the PlayStation L2R2 book club. This week we got to play Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty. So overall, we can give our thoughts. I know I really dug it. It was a very short experience. It's about 3-4 hours
Mhm.
maybe, and it's one entry in that long line of future games for the PS3. I really enjoyed my time with it. There were some wonkiness, points to like the traversal or the platforming in the later areas where you're in a cave. I just died over and over again. But overall, I really dug this game. How did you feel about playing Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty?
Yeah, I think it's proof that short games are just sometimes better than long games because this is so this is just paced beyond like perfection, super over designed and polished, and only because it is such a small experience. I mean, every single level is like really nicely set out, and it has that classic Ratchet and Clank exploration where you'll have like 4 different routes to go, and each one you'll have to go down and get the thing you need or turn on the windmill you need to or whatever. And it just nails the amazing exploration that Ratchet and Clank has, but it just puts it on such a smaller scale, so they're able to completely control, the pacing of the game. And yeah, and I know you're saying about the cave bits. I actually really enjoyed those bits. I think they were quite unique to the game because there's not many parts like that in Ratchet and Clank. Um, and I thought those bits were really cool. I thought it was quite hard as well, especially when the ghost pirates first turn up and you've got to it felt like you have to I mean I was just running past them in the end in the cave. Like I felt like I just needed to get out of there.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I think it's a really really great game, and I think luckily I had the context that it was going to be short before because I played it after you did. Because it is so good that I can imagine you feeling kind of let down that it ends so early. um but yeah, I really really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game, and it's made me really excited to play the rest because I haven't played any of the future series. I've played Tools of Destruction, but I haven't played any of them after that.
Yeah, same. I was pretty impressed by so I initially started the game last weekend and had my nephew over who's about 10, 11, and he was I wanted to get his take on if the if the gameplay, if the puzzle mechanics were like simple enough for him to start to wrap his brain around
Mm,
it, and they were. That I loved how intuitive everything was. Where he was, it was easy for him to try different things out. So like say there's some barriers or like doors that you can't open unless you throw the little explosive
mm,
glowing magma deals into. And you started to figure out, oh, okay, I can destroy this by throwing that and just playing around with the mechanics. And I was impressed by the fact that he was able to pick it up. I think that's just a testament to Insomniac, the way
mm.
they build these games where it's enjoyable for, all different age groups. And so whether you're young or old, you can understand what's going on and it's still challenging for both, types
Yeah,
of gamers.
yeah, yeah. I think it's such a mainstay for a reason, and the PS4 Ratchet and Clank is just excellent as well. And it really is one of the best, 3D platformers that you can get. It's one of the last true ones. Like the first Jack and Daxter or games like that. And and the reason it's the last one left is because it does it better than any other game does. And
Right.
yeah, it's really impressive. And I think the fact it is shorter, it lets that be on show even more because they can just be so in control of the pacing and what's happening in the moment to moment gameplay and everything. So yeah, it is great. And I thought the story was so like charming and funny as well. It
Right.
was narrated by that Pete guy, and it was spot on. The humor was great, um, and you can tell that the reason it's a mini adventure is because obviously at the end of Tools of Destruction, Clank gets taken by those Zoni. So this is obviously setting up Ratchet without Clank and the
Right.
start to a cracking time, which is cool because that was another thing as well, is how you don't have Clank with you, but that allows them to give this game some unique aspects to it as well that the other Ratchet and Clank games don't have.
Yeah, no, I really dug that component. Just not having Clank there and just kind of forcing you to be on your own, but still having access to at least the weapons, which I think are such a strong aspect to these games, and just Insomniac in general. They're masters at these unique guns with weird abilities that are just fun no matter what. Like one of their other games that was I would love to see come to PS3, but I think it was published by or PlayStation, but I think it was published by Microsoft. But that's Sunset Overdrive, and that's one thing
Mm.
they nailed as well, where the gunplay is just so interesting and fun and wacky.
Yeah.
And with these Ratchet games, it's the same thing, where I want to experiment with each gun I get, and they all have their own character and just like different abilities, and it just keeps, along with the traversal, the platforming, the gunplay is so strong too, and I felt that in this one as well.
Yeah, and going back to Insomniac and saying how this is a game that isn't really around anymore, but they're still making it like it used to be, like the old games used to be. And that's a vibe I got from Sunset Overdrive as well. Is it reminded me of like Tony Hawk's Underground, and where it's just about getting fun missions from strange, quirky characters, and then just doing these stupid missions and having fun whilst doing it. And I think Insomniac are just great at realizing, what they're making. That they're making a game and it needs to be fun. And we've been playing games for so many years now that there's no reason why they can't use the formula that got us into games in the first place still, and they show that they do and still can.
Yeah, they're really the masters at platforming at this type of adventure game, and it's a bummer that you don't see many developers continue on with this style. But maybe it's just the world is now shooters or third person action games, and it's just kind of a genre that definitely needs some more attention. But of course, that's why they're also working on Ratchet and Clank, the newer one coming out in June or July rather, and so they're picking up the mantle again and showing that these games are still fun, still have a bunch of life to them. And I like the idea of also picking up this genre years later when no one else is really tackling it, and adding some newer quality of life stuff that the whole industry has moved forward with, adding that into this platforming style of game and just kind of merging those worlds together. It's just I can't wait to see again what they do with that newest Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and it's really cool that, because I assumed straight away that the new Ratchet and Clank would be a sequel to the reboot. So I assumed that they were just taking this whole reboot series and going with that, but it's a sequel to Into the Nexus,
Right.
the latest Ratchet and Clank Future game. So they obviously aren't done there, and they've still got something to tell there, and they're just getting better and better at telling stories as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be just, obviously, as all their games are, a master class of that genre. They've never, for in my opinion anyway, they've never misfired on what they were trying to do. So yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to play the Ratchet and Clanks I've missed and that we're going to be playing, and yeah, I can't wait for the new one as well.
I would love to see with the Insomniac. They're such a big team now, and they have quite a bit of funding now from Sony with that acquisition from them. So I wonder if they can break off a small chunk of the team to just work on Ratchet and Clank remasters, because this future series would be dope to see upgraded to PS5 or PS4.
Mm,
I'd love to see
yeah.
them just start to go through the history of Ratchet and Clank, bring those all back, but still also having their separate team work on the new iterations of Ratchet.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it's a series that could just have so many, or has so much potential. And it would be nice because, I mean, the first three obviously had their HD trilogy on PS3 and Vita, but that could come to PS4. They did it with the first three Jak and Daxters. I mean, the first three Ratchet and Clanks play far better than at least Jak 2 and 3 do. So
Mm.
I think they could easily be remastered and ported to PS4.
Yeah, the Jack series is another series I want to see come back, get some
Mm.
love from Naughty Dog. But do you think there's any potential to see Naughty Dog, or at least let them have another team work on, at the very least, like remastering those, bringing those to current gen?
Yeah, I don't know, because I have a weird sort of uh, relationship with Jak and Daxter, in that the first Jak and Daxter game is one of my favorite games of all time. Similarly, for the reason for Ratchet and Clank, it's just a perfect adventure game, amazing platform, and really fun exploration. Very, very similar to Ratchet in a way, it just doesn't have all the weapons. And then Jak 2 and 3 followed a more GTA kind of vibe and completely changed the characters and the set and the theme and everything, and it just wasn't what I loved the series for. So for me, I'm happy with the PS4 remaster of the Jack series, because I
Gotcha.
think that yeah, I mean, I think Jack 2 and 3 are objectively good games. I just didn't like that direction. So but yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see another Jack and Daxter game. I just hope it'd be in the vein of the first game rather than the second and third.
Now, quick trivia call back to our PlayStation trivia we had a couple weeks ago. Do you remember the species name for the Daxter character?
He's an Otzel.
Yes, nice, nailed it.
And also, that's actually funny you say it, because when I booted up Quest for Booty, I was thinking, God, I haven't played Tools of Destruction in years. I got that trivia question wrong about Ratchet's home planet. I'm not going to remember anything. And then when it sort of did that opening and I saw like the characters, I remembered everything. Like I remembered the end Tools of Destruction. I remembered it was just like it just unlocked for me. So that was quite nice, because I was worried I'd have to like watch a recap video or something.
Right.
But yeah, no, I remembered the sort of ending story to Tools of Destruction, because luckily it's not the most complicated story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to keep playing these and to dig deeper into the Ratchet and Clank franchise, and kind of, because I've never really played the original, so it'd be cool to really get an understanding of these and get ready for the release of the newest Ratchet and Clank. I am blanking on that
Yeah,
name on the newest Ratchet and Clank for PS5.
Is it something about
Rift
rifts
Apart.
apart?
Yeah. Right, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. I kept forgetting what it was called as well, because I think it's something because of Into the Nexus, that
Same.
feels like that's, yeah.
Yeah. Keep
So
putting
there's something
Nexus in
going on
there.
there, because we can't both be having that problem. So there's something wrong with that. That's not our fault.
Yeah. Their marketing team needs to work on that.
Yeah, even though Rifts Apart is nothing like Internet.
Yeah. For the two dummies out there, we got to change the name.
Yeah.
Well, Cal, we'll end our PlayStation Book Club talk there for the week.